This is the KR850 Ribber Day 2 introduction continues. Okay, so we left off on the bottom of page 13. The racking grip handle, that is this one over here. Can you see it in the photo? Yes, you can. Okay. So, the racking grip handle is used for making the racking patterns and zigzag patterns. The racking position is indicated on the racking indicator by turning the grip handle. Ribber bed is moved to the right or to the left. Normally, the set indicator is at number 5, which shows the center position. Well, let's double check. I'm just going to take off my sinker plate here. I'm going to leave this on here in case I have to go up and down. Okay, so it's in pitch. It's at 5. These are 0. These are 0. They pretty much match. So that is at 5. The two cursors. So, can you see that in this one? Nope, I'm going to have to move the camera. One sec. Okay, so the two cursors, these are these little white things that move, on the indicator plate are used as an index of the racking range. The arrowhead indicates the direction of the racking movement. There's a little arrow. And do not turn the handle when both knitter's needles come out of the gate pegs. So, if you have them all the way up, do not use racking. If that makes any sense. Okay. Now it talks about the brackets. So, let's read a little bit. The bracking levers are set at both ends of the KR. One sec. Okay, are set at both ends of the KR needle bed. They are used for letting down the ribber. Normal position is the highest working position. To return to working position, push up the ribber with both hands as high as it will go until it stays without holding. There is a thicker yarn position, 2 millimeters down. Pull up the levers and the ribber will come down. Use this position when you knit thicker yarn, more than 5 ply. If you push back the ribber to normal position, the levers will come down again. So, like that. So that is a thicker position. That was kind of cool. Didn't know that. Middle position, 17 mils down. Push down the levers from normal position or thicker needle position, and the ribber will come down 1 step. I use this for when I do socks. This position is used for picking up drop stitches and seeing your knitted work. And then you have the lowest position. Push down the levers again, and the ribber will come down to the 1 more step, the lowest. This position is used for single bed knitting without removing the ribber, which you can do. Alrighty, so disconnecting the carriage. I'm just going to put these needles out here. Bring this into frame. Push down the connecting pin and slide the KH carriage or the KR carriage to disconnect from... Okay, that's common sense. Taking off the connecting arm. Loosen the thumb screws and pull the connecting arm towards you by lifting up slightly. Well, how else would you do it? I mean, I would lower this. And then you just undo your thumb screws and remove. And put it back on. Common sense. Taking off the KR carriage. After disconnecting the KR carriage from the KH carriage, move the KR carriage to the right end of the needle bed by Okay, seriously, that's common sense. My goodness. How to use the accessories. Okay. Let's go into the accessories. Woo! Number of weights to be used depends on the width of the knitting pattern. Hang the weights on the cast-on comb so that they hold the knitting work in balance. I would never, ever use just one large weight. I would use 2 smaller ones, just to be clear. When I have between 50 and 100 stitches, I will use 2 large barrel weights, one on either side of the work. When I have 100 to 150 needles in play, I will use 3 large barrel weights and maybe 2 extra small ones, but usually it's just 3 big ones. If I use the full bed, then every single hole on my cast-on comb is used. So I mean the whole thing. It's all used. All right. The 7 weights. The 7 weights. Okay, so they're talking about this one. The wire loop type hangers. The wire loop type weight hangers are used for hanging small weights to give tension on the edges of knitting work, and also used as small cast-on comb for casting on work less than 20 stitches. So I would use these for, let's say, doing a thumb on a mitten. A work hook. Oh, I think I actually have an actual work hook. Hang on. Well, I have one for the bulky. So this is what they're talking about. This is my one for the bulky. The work hook is used for picking up drop stitches. Yes, it is, and it is handy. Alright, what else we got? Claw type weight hangers. So, they are talking about this one. Again, you use it for socks and stuff. So they're used for hanging small weights to give tension to the edge of the knitting work. That's when you can't get a 7 weight in there. The end stitch presser plates. I think I found some. Hang on. Might be in my box. Let me see. Oh, I found them. Okay, they're talking about these things. I'm never going to use them, just so we're clear. Stay there. Although I may actually be forced to. So, the end stitch presser plates are used for making the stitches at the edges securely. Put the end stitch pressure plates on both ends of the KH needle gate pegs and slide to inside until the presser plates cover the edge of the knitting work. Cool. It's commonly used. It is recommended to use the claw weights for the edge together with the presser plates. Cool beans. Didn't know. Never used them. And there goes my book. And back into the little box of wonder they go. Alright. Let me just put this away properly. Alright. The fine knit bar. The fine knitting bar is used for knitting the thinner yarn and tension number 0 to 3. I never take mine out. Insert the bar from the end of the KH needle bed as shown in the photo. Graph and illustration. The fine knit bar can help the stitches to slip out of the hooks of the needles more easily. Let's see if I can actually remove it here. Fine knit bar. It's all good. Okay, here it actually shows how to put the fine knit bar on in between the gate peg and the main bed there. The fancy cast-on comb. This I need to show you. So I will set up some knitting, and then I'll show you how to use this really fancy cast-on comb. Okay, so we're going to play pretend. So we're going to pretend that I just knit this piece. So what you do is you take out the wire, put it to the side. Don't lose it though. Okay? You have your comb, and you put the work in between the comb and the weight. Okay? Hang on to that fold there. Okay. So it's in between the two. Now, holding it up, you have the teeth, fold it over, and it actually grabs it. And then you can put your weights on. So let's just, for demonstration sake, so like this. And every time it gets too long, you lift it up and lift it up, and you can walk it all the way up your piece. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so now we're at page 18. The R carriage lock, where did I put it? I had it. Oh my goodness, what did I do? Okay, so the R carriage lock slides into the setting plate. Can you see that? Nope. 1 second. Okay, so the R carriage lock actually slides right into the setting plate to lock your carriage so that you can transport your knitting machine without removing the setting plate. Try not to lose one if you get one. Make sense? Although I already almost lost one. So the next video will be the way of knitting. So day 3 we will actually get into knitting. Yay us. So that's the end of day 2. Next up, the way of knitting. That's right, we will introduce yarn.